Hare Krishna. So, welcome all for our morning Srimad Bhagavatam session today. So, let us start with the prayers. जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राम माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज रंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज रंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज रंजन यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम शिवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् शृण्वतां सकदा कृष्ण पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तना हृदयन्तस्थो हि अभद्राणि विदुनोति सरसताम् नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवते उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टकी Hare Krishna. Welcome all for the Srimad Bhagavatam presentation today. So today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th canto, 21 chapter and 42nd sloka. यद्ब्रह्म नित्यं विरजं सनातनं श्रद्धा ततुक्तो मङ्गलमौन संयमैः समाधिना बिभ्रति आर्धदृष्टये यत्रेदमादर्श इवावभासते यद्ब्रह्म नित्यं विरजं सनातनं श्रद्धा तपो मङ्गलमौन संयमै समाधिना बिभ्रतिहार्तदृष्टये यत्रेदमादर्श इवावभासते Yadbrahma nityam virajam sanatanam Shraddha tapo mangala mauni samyamai Samadhina bhibratiharta kristaye Yatre damadarsha ivava bhasate. So word to word meaning, Yat, that which, Brahma, the Brahmanical culture, Nityam, eternally, Virajam, without contamination, Sanatanam, without beginning, Shraddha, faith, Tapa, austerity, Mangala, auspicious, Mauna, silence, Samyamai, controlling the mind and senses, Samadhina, with full concentration, Bibrati, illuminates, Ha, as he did it, Artha, the real purpose of the Vedas, Dristaye, for the purpose of finding out, Yatra, wherein, Idam, all these, Adarshe, in a mirror, Iva, like Ava, Bhashate, manifest. Translation. In Brahmanical culture, a Brahmana's transcendental position is eternally maintained because the injunctions of the Vedas are accepted with faith, austerity, scriptural conclusions, full sense and mind control, and meditation. In this way, the real goal of life is illuminated just as one's face is fully reflected in a clear mirror. ॐ ज्ञानातिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणी निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं त्वां सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता नमोऽस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरे वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा. So today we got a wonderful shloka and very deep meaning and very much required for our practical application also. So we are in the chapter where now we are for a few days we are reading about the Prithu Maharaj pastime in the Srimad Bhagavatam, and we have seen how Prithu Maharaj he has conducted 900th Ashwamedh Yajna. While he was conducting, the yajna was stopped because of the request of the Brahma, and 99 has become greater than the 100. It has become, and by stopping that, he attained the mercy of the Lord Vishnu. He personally came and gave darshan and he could not go away from the Prithu Maharaj. Practically, he was standing there only after giving darshan also. So that we have seen, and after that, Prithu Maharaj started one more yajna, great yajna. In that yajna, he called all his citizens and great Vaishnavas, and then Brahmanas, Devas, everybody has come after seating everybody. Then he started instructing his citizens. So in this particular section, he was discussing about the greatness of the Brahmanas and the Vaishnavas. And in the yesterday's sloka, we have seen a wonderful thing. What is that? The Lord likes to accept the foodstuffs which are offered through the mouths of the Brahmana. He likes to take it through the mouths of the Brahmana compared to the other process of taking from the yajna. So this yesterday we have seen how Dvijapatnis, they are far more superior compared to the Brahmanas who are trying to offer their yajnas to the Lord. So we have seen all these things. But in the today's shloka, so Prithu Maharaj is instructing about the citizens very important point. Who are the Brahmanas and what is the Brahmanical culture? So we have seen the glories of the Brahmanas for the past few slokas. How because of the mercy of the Brahmanas also Lord is able to maintain all these things we have seen. So, but in this particular shloka, Prithu Maharaj is instructing his all the audience in that sabha, in that yajna. So, with the instruction, who is a Brahmana and what is a Brahmanical culture? So, let us go through translation one more time. In Brahmanical culture, a Brahmana's transcendental position is eternally maintained because the injunctions of the Vedas are accepted with faith, austerity, scriptural conclusions, full sense and mind control, and meditation. In this way, the real goal of life is illuminated just as one's face is fully reflected in the clear mirror. So we have seen yesterday that Lord Prithu Maharaj has told how the Lord likes to accept the foodstuffs offered through the mouths of the Brahmanas. Because Brahmanas knows about this, so they have created one system that is Brahmana Bhojana. So there, everybody will rush because we are the Brahmanas. So please feed us. So, but we have to be very careful. Like, so something is there means some original is there means demand is there means automatically all the fakes will come. So like this, there are so many fake Brahmanas under the guise of what do you call this Brahmana Bhojana. They want to accept your footsteps. But we have to know who is the real Brahmana and who is the what is the Brahmanical culture. Who is the real Brahmana and what is the Brahmanical culture. So Prithu Maharaj has given so how to maintain Brahmanical culture and what is Brahmana. So Brahmanas will follow six things that is Shraddha, Tapa, Mangala, Mauna, Samyama and Samadhina. Faith, austerity, auspiciousness, silence, mind control, sense control, full concentration. But the question comes for us. So Prithu Maharaj there in the Satyuga. So at that time, so Brahmanas were very pure. So whoever is there, so something, even if you make mistakes, also most probable that you will get more than 95% probable that you will get a good Brahman only. Only some 5-10% maybe here and there. There is a chance of making a mistake. 5-10%, less than 1% maybe. But in Kali Yuga, it is very difficult to get a Brahmana. How to find such a Brahmana to feed him? Because the Lord accepts through the mouth of the Brahmana. But how to find the mouth of the Brahmana who is really a Brahmana? Kali Yuga, it is very difficult. So Srila Prabhupada has mentioned nowadays Brahmanas has become like this, that is like a fire without emanating heat and light. So what is fire without emanating heat and light? What the fire consumes? The fire consumes the firewood, ghee, or some fuel it will consume. So in return, what it gives? It gives light and heat. But the Brahmanas in the Kali Yuga, they have become like this, burning without fire and light. Burning without fire and light they have become. So that means they are taking the Brahmana Bhojana, but they are not giving any valuable service to the society or the people who are serving them. So simply they are taking what is that? They are taking the respect. They are taking all the gifts and valuable things. But in return, what they are giving to the society, what they are giving to the people, that has become null and void. Nothing what they are giving. But we may say, because Lord has given this system, Chaturvarnam maya srishtam gunakarma vibhagashaha. Lord has instituted this system of Chaturvarna, hmm? Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra, and then Brahmachari, Grahastha, Sannyasa, and Vanprastha system. Lord has created it. We have to follow this. So, but how to find the real Brahmanas, original Brahmanas? So, some societies like communist and all in Russia and China, they don't want this caste system. They have started a system of communism. So, communism means everybody is equal and everybody will have the same status. No one is higher and no one is lower. And all the resources of the country will be distributed equally to all the people. This is on the paper. This is on the paper because a society cannot be run like this. In a society, Lord has given the system Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. This system must be there. That is also based on their qualities and their activities. This system must be there. But they try to make everybody equal. What happened? Communism has become a big failure. Even compared to the World War One and World War Two, these people they want to have the quality people, and they killed their own citizens. So many people because in the curtain, iron curtains, nothing will come out. But compared to the World War One and Two, they killed their own people. Still, they could not get the required quality of the Brahmanas. They are supposed to get it. They could not get it. They failed. Ultimately, they have embraced this capitalism, part of the capitalism they have embraced. So this is the problem. This is the problem. So nowadays people will say that we are the by birth Brahmana. So birth is the criteria to decide the Brahmanism. So if somebody has to be called as a Brahmana means he has to be born in the Brahmana families. They are called Smarda Brahmins or caste Brahmins, they'll call. Some people, they feel like that they are the authorities and whatever they say, that is to be followed by everyone. And they see that all other castes are their subordinates. This is higher level. And in the lower level, people who are Shudras and below that Varnasrama system, they think that because of this caste system and Brahmanas, they are what you call, we have become unqualified to serve the Lord by thinking that they are going away from the Lord. So both of them is not good. So then how to solve this problem? How to solve this problem? So our acharyas in our particularly in our Gaudiya Sampradaya, they have fought for this caste brahmanas. They fought for this. So at that time, during the year 1912, a big conference was organized. All India Pandita Conference was organized, where in Midnapur in West Bengal. So, yeah, present day conferences or debates means there they call for the debates from all the very great people, big people. They will debate it. So at that time, they do the debate not on the vocals or their feelings or their opinions, not based on that. They will debate based on the Shastrik Praman only. And in the debate, there is a judge also will be there. They have selected Viswambara Ananda Das Goswami, Deva Goswami of Gopi Vallabhpur as his judge. In 1912, in the Midnapur in West Bengal, they have organized a big conference and they have called everybody. So some of our temples in Vrindavan, Radharaman temple and some other temple, so there they are not following this caste Brahmana system. If in that conference, these caste Brahmanas, they have won, so they have to stop the temple worships or they have to close the temples. That is the situation it has become. And at that time, Bhaktivinoda Thakur was there, but he was very old and his health has become very fragile and he could not travel. So somehow he was searching for the person who can defend this, who can defend our Gaudiya Sampradaya. So that time Bhaktivinoda Thakur came to know about this. Sorry, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur came to know about this and he written a thesis and given to Bhaktivinoda Thakur. After reading this thesis, Bhaktivinoda Thakur very much satisfied and he thought, yes, Krishna has sent my son as a continuation of this Gaudiya Sampradaya. So Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he went there. The conference has started, and everybody was starting to tell about their greatness, this, that, all these points they were telling. So then Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Tagore, he went there in 1912. He was compared to all other persons who were there and arguing. He was compared to all of them. He was a small guy, less in the age. Everybody thought he's a small child. He has come to argue how he can defend. Like that, everybody has thought. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Tagore, he went there and he started the arguments. He started the arguments, and his arguments are mind-boggling. So at first, he glorified the Brahmanas. At first, he glorified the Brahmanas. So in the sacred land of Bharatavarsha, celebrated throughout the eternity, it is called Karma Kshetra, the field of fruitive activity. So Brahmanas, from the time immemorial, they have held the exalted positions. They have held the exalted positions. Even Lord Indra bows before the Brahmanas, the king of the heavenly planets. So they are the crest jewel of the society, and they are the repository of all the divine knowledge will be there with them. They are the guardians of the ritual properties, and they are the ultimate spiritual authority. Even kings also has to obey their directions. That is the position of the Brahmanas. So Brahmanas are having great effulgence. They are capable of agitating all the beings. They may appear like mild, but they can burn the entire world like a fire. We have seen how King Vena was burned from the curse of the Brahmanas. He was killed by the Brahmanas. See how powerful the Brahmanas are. Again, they have regenerated Prithu Maharaj and Archi Devi also from the dead body of the Vena. So that is the power of the Brahmanas. So all the scriptures they'll say, like Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, Dharmaveda, all the Dharma Sastras, Yajnavalka, Parasaras, 18 principal Puranas, Itihasas, Mahabharata, Ramayana, Agamas, everything they are undoubtedly they are describing about the greatness of the Brahmanas. Like in just some three, four previous slokas also, Prithu Maharaj was also telling the same thing only. The very dust of the holy feet of the Brahmanas sanctifies the earth. That is the position of the Brahmanas. But what happened? Despite their universal glorification, so many millennia it is coming. Nowadays in Kali Yuga, it has become very difficult, extraordinarily difficult, practically impossible to find a Brahmana, true Brahmana. So who is a true Brahmana? Shortly, we will see. So this in not only now, even Mahabharata time also, Bhima also got the same doubt. What is the Bhima God? He went and asked the Yudhishthir Maharaj, brother. So I got some doubt. So what is the doubt? So it is extremely difficult to determine the individual by the caste because men of all castes are able to beget children in the woman of any caste. Speech, sex, birth, death, everything is similar for all the men. Then how to find out the real Brahmana? Who is a Brahmana? So some of the great commentators, like not this time, previous long ages. So they have commented. So one Sri Nilakantacharya, great commentator, he was telling that Najanmasma Brahmanava Navamanasmava. What he's telling? We do not know whether we are Brahmanas or non-Brahmanas. He's a great commentator. He was telling. Then who is the Brahmanas? What is the Pramana? How to find them? So that is given in the Upanishad called Vajrasuchi Upanishad. So there are 6 questions asked and 6 refutations are given. How to find a Brahmana? The first question is Jiva living entity himself is a Brahmana? Is Jiva, the living entity himself, is a Brahmana? No, cannot be. Jiva Tattva is eternally identical. It is same in all the species, in all the caste, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra, even in the lower forms also. It is an atomic part and parcel of the Lord. So the living entity is not the Brahmana. So the first question is the living entity himself is a Brahmana? No, the living entity is not a Brahmana. Then the second question is asked, is the physical body the Brahmana? The physical body of the Brahmana is a Brahmana? Impossible. That is also not possible. Suppose a Brahmana's son, if he cremates his father, did he incur any sin? No. A Brahmana's son, if he cremates his father, he will do all his Antya Samskaras. Will he get any papa? No. So then the physical body of the Brahmana is not a Brahmana. So all the Brahmana's physical body is also made of Panchabhutas, earth, water, air, fire, sky. And he is also suffering by birth, death, old age, and disease. Then the Brahmana cannot be his body. Then the third important question is asked. What is important question? Is the Brahmana lineage is the criteria to decide the Brahmana? If son of a Brahmana is also a Brahmana, or Brahmana means he has to be son of a Brahmana's father? No, that is also not the criteria. So historically, there are some great rishis, Brahmarshis, like Rishyasringa Rishi. He was born from a deer, a mruga, an animal. And Valmiki Muni, he has emerged from the anthill. And Krishna Dvaipayana Vasa. So from his whose mercy we are reading all the scriptures and Srimad Bhagavatam, we have got it. He born of a fisherwoman, Satyavati. Satyavati was a fisherwoman. And Vasishtha was born of a nymph, Urvasi. Vasishtha was born from the Urvasi. Then Agastya, he was born from a pot, a kumbha. So the birth is not, the Brahmana cannot be decided by the birth. All these people, just now we have discussed Rishishringa, Valmiki, Vyasa, Vasishtha, Agastya, they are all the Brahmarshis. Their affluence itself eclipses the entire dynasty of the so-called hereditary Brahmanas. Then the birth of the Brahmana, based on the birth of the Brahmana, a Brahmana cannot be decided. Then what more is left? Is a scriptural knowledge is the deciding factor to decide a Brahmana? No. Many Kshatriyas like Janaka Maharaj, Parshurama, Drona, they are all the encyclopedic of the Vedic erudition. They have got direct, almost Brahman realization. But Shastra will never designate them as a Brahmana. At the most, they will be designated as a Rajarshis. Parshurama will be taken as a Kshatriya only. Janaka Maharaj, at the most, he can be taken as a Rajarshi. So, spiritual knowledge alone cannot decide a Brahmana. Then what more is left? Yeah, Brahmana means they have to do some ritualistic activities. So, they have to do some ritualistic activities and they have to have some good knowledge. So, that is also denied here. Because if rituals are the ultimate, a Brahmana in every life, he has to be a Brahmana only. But all the jivas are bound by the karmic activities, results of their fruitive activities. So yajnas will generate further samskaras. Samskaras means rotating in this material world, taking birth again and again. So rituals also cannot be an yardstick to decide the Brahmanas. Then one more question is asked, ultimate last option. What is there? Is the pious conduct is sufficient to decide a Brahmana? If you do the pious activities, that is sufficient? Huh? No, that also cannot be decided. There are countless Kshatriyas and Vaishyas. They have done so many great danas. So many people, they have maintained strict brahmacharyas. So many people, they have done so many tapas austerities, but they have remained within their varna. So external symptoms cannot be decided. So the six criterions, whatever discussed here, first one is the living entity is a Brahmana? Second one, body is also a Brahmana. Physical body of the Brahmana is a Brahmana. Is a birth lineage is to be decided. Based on that, one is to be decided as a Brahmana. No, all these things are no. Is a scriptural knowledge is the deciding factor? No. Ritual activities are the true measure? No. Is a pious conduct is sufficient to decide a Brahmana? No. Then what is how to decide a Brahmana? Then the Upanishads gives the ultimate verdict. What is that? I'll just read the definition here. It was very big. A true Brahmana is a one who realized his eternal identity as a Sachidananda Swarupa, pure consciousness, existence, bliss, transcending the six enemies Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya, six waves Soka, Moha, Jala, Trishna, Jirnata, Mrityu, embodying the transcendental Jnana and Ananda, remaining as all the pervading Paramatma in all the beings, equipoised infinite like Akasha, perpetually blissful, directly cognizant, Parabrahman, satisfied beyond the duality, peaceful, self-controlled, free from Ahankara, jealousy, and material desire. This is not only given verdict in the Vajrasuchi Upanishads, the same thing is repeated in all the Upanishads. Bruhad Narada Upanishads, Smritis, Puranas, and then Itihasas. Anywhere any other definition is given means that is a partial definition of this main definition only. So this is the real Brahmana. So Brahmanas are glorious, we have seen. And what is the real Brahmana? That was given here. Then what is the condition of the present Kali Yuga Brahmanas? So very deplorable conditions. So Atri Muni, he gives 24 degraded varieties of the Brahmanas. 24 from semi-qualified to utterly fallen. I'll just go through quickly. Deva Brahmanas, they will do only rituals. Muni Brahmana, Dvija Vipra, Shatra Vipra, Chandala Brahmana, Nishada Brahmana, Sudra Vipra, and so many things he has been given. They are all the fallen people. Raja Sevakas, then mercenaries, hypocrite sadhus, physically deformed, and the most dangerous one is pseudo bhakta brahmana, the most dangerous of all. So Manusmriti gives very strict prohibitions, disqualification in becoming a brahmana. So what the Manusmriti gives? A brahmana who does not study the Vedas is like a wooden elephant, only in the name and possessing the actual function. One who in his lifetime neglects Veda Adhyayana quickly becomes a Shudra along with his entire family. So Brahmana means compulsorily he should do Veda Adhyayana. Then disgraced Brahmanas, false claimants, prohibited food consumers, impure ritualists, mercenary chandalas, code wretches, mamsa bhakshakas. These are all also disqualification to become a Brahmana. So in Kaliga, practically everybody is like this. Then who is a Brahmana? Then Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur gives the greatness of a Vaishnava. Then he gives about the Karma Kanda, Jnana Kanda, Bhakti Marga. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he says in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 22, 44, 45, 46. A person born in a lowly family is not unfit for discharging devotional service to Lord Krishna, nor is one fit simply because he is born in an aristocratic Brahmana family. Whoever engages in devotional service is exalted. Non-devotee is always condemned. Therefore, devotional service, there is no consideration of family status. So what are all the examples given? Haridas Thakur, he was a Muslim, but Advaitacharya fed him first in his father's Shraddha ceremony, Vaishnava Bhojan. Then Narahari Sarkar Thakur, he was a Sudra born, but he was a guru to countless Brahmanas. Shyamananda Prabhu, he was also Sudra disciple, but he instructed so many Brahmana people. Ganga Narayan Chakravarti is a Karma Mishra Brahmana. He is also great Vaishnava. Krishnadas Kaviraji Goswami is also immortal. So he is also great. So like this, these are all the examples. The Vaishnavas are beyond the caste. Skanda Purana says, the great Vaishnavas whose tongues are decorated with jewel-like prayers to Lord Krishna are respected by Siddhas, ascetics, Brahmanas, sages, and worshipable for all the demigods. Srimad Bhagavatam also says the same thing only. Srimad Bhagavatam also. So Garuda Purana says that if one follows the Varnashrama Dharma for 100 lifetimes, what he gets? He becomes a Brahma. But the position of the Vaishnava is more exalted than a, even Brahma also. Hmm? So the same thing is repeated. So caste is not the criteria. So this said, Lord said in Bhagavad Gita, no, Chaturvarnam Maya Srishtam Guna Karma Vibhagashaha. So simply it is based on the Guna and Karma only. We have seen so many people, they are born in the Brahmana families, but they are so much engrossed in the sinful activities, we cannot name them also. Jagai Mata is also there now. One or two are there at that time when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was there. Now we can see so many Jagai Matas, even though in the Brahmana's family. So birth is not the criteria. So the Vaishnava path, so Brahmana, Vaishnava is more than a Brahmana. So if one is a Vaishnava, he automatically overcome that position of the Brahmana. He already passed the position of the Brahmana. Just like one 12th standard student is there means, what is the meaning? He has already passed the 10th class, 10th standard. So the Vaishnava means already he has crossed the position of the Brahmana. So Vaishnavas are more superior than the Brahmanas. So, but what happens? We think like dualities. I'm a Brahmana entitled to yajna and dakshina. Like that, some people will think. Some people think I am a Sudra, I am disqualified from the Hariseva, I cannot do the devotional service, so I will go away from the Lord. Both the things are not good. One must dissolve these two identities. So Sudra must abandon the sinful propensities, and the Brahmanas also should renounce what they have to renounce? Fruitive rituals, and then Varna pride. They have to give it up. And so many Vaishnava qualities, wonderful qualities, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur has delineated. Dasya Bhav, humble disposition, truthfulness, equanimity, faultlessness, silence, steadiness, fortitude, cleanliness, non-enmity. So many things. Total 26 divine symptoms he has given. Knowledge, dryness, silence, samatha, compassion, sense control. So these are all the wonderful qualities. So Srimad Bhagavatam gives the final one because the Srimad Bhagavatam is the ultimate Purana. It gives the direct verdict. Kirata Hunandra Pulinda Pulkasha Abhira Shumbha Yavana Kashadaya Yenye Chapapa Yadapashraya Shraya Sudhyanti Tasmai Prabhavishnave Namaha. What is that? Kirata, Hunandra, Pulinda are all the races. They are all the races less than the Shudras. They are all the very sinful people. Abhira, Shumba, Yavana, Kashaya. But even though they have taken Hindus, but what the Lord is telling here, what is being said? Without doubt, anyone in the Kali who possesses the symptoms of a pure devotee, constantly engaged in chanting of the holy names, is a godly personality. Shuddhyanti tasmai prabhavishnave namaha. So it is also said in Vishnu Yamala, what is said? Kali kale brahmana shudra sambhavantihi. Natesham punyate kwapi namatraya pratiyate. So the Brahmanas born in the Kali Yuga are impure and no better than a Sudra. In Kali Yuga, seminal lines are not pure. Those born as a Brahmanas are equal to Shudras and qualified only in the name. So in the Kali Yuga, everybody is a born Shudra. Only based on the samskaras, based on his guna, based on his karma, one has to elevate oneself from the Shudra to Brahmana level. And this is only possible by bhakti. So without bhakti, without devotional service, It is not possible. We cannot control our senses. We cannot control our mind. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur concludes his uh, his arguments stating that Brahmanas and Vaishnavas, they are very good and they are very rare to find. Even Vaishnavas are more than the Brahmanas, and Brahmanas are only decided by the criteria what is given in the this our definition just now we have seen. So the conclusion is this, that he has concluded. So after this conference, everybody was rising and they were shouting, Jai Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Bhakti Siddhanta, Jai, Jai, Jai. And they have washed his feet, and everybody has took his water, that washed feet water they have took on their heads. Everybody has took his Charanamrit. And this way, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur has established the Vaishnava is more than a Brahmana, and Vaishnava is above the Varnashrama system. Vaishnava is above the Varnashrama system. So that means Vaishnava is completely above the Varnashrama jurisdiction, but it is not a rejection of the Brahmanya, but ultimate fulfillment. So birthright continuity guarantees nothing regarding the actual spiritual qualifications which can be acquired through our karma and activities only. Which can be acquired through our karma and activities only. So here, so what we have to do? What we have to do? So if whatever the position we have got as a devotees, as somebody, some of us might have taken Brahmanical Diksha also. So we should not misuse our position. We have to understand simply by taking the Brahmanical initiation, I have not become a Brahmana. So what is a Brahmana? Brahma Janati Brahmana. So one who knows the Brahman is the real Brahmana. Simply we are trying to become a Brahmana. That is what our second initiation. So what we have to do? We should not stop after taking second initiation. So we have to develop all these 26 qualities described here. So we should not fall like Shudras. I am not unqualified. We should not think like the caste Brahmanas. I am the superior. So we have to be in between, and we have to develop these qualities. So Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th canto, 5th chapter, second shloka, it says what it says, that spiritual qualification flows solely from the surrender at the Lord Krishna's lotus feet through unalloyed bhakti. There is no other criteria of birth, ritual, scholarship, wealth, possession, caste, designation, color, creed. No other criteria. Only qualification is unalloyed surrender and devotion to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna. So, Vaishnavas is the perfectional stage of Brahmanical culture. So, like this, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he has established the superior position of the Brahmanas, and above that, there is a Vaishnava's position. So, he's established that conclusively, so that we are able to now go out and say everybody boldly that so by birth is not the only criteria to become a Brahmana. It is a just starting point only. So let us all pray to Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who is our great grandfather, great grand spiritual master, to give at least some of these Vaishnava qualifications or qualities, what he has mentioned here, 26 Vaishnava qualities, at least some of the Vaishnava qualities we may develop in our lifetimes. Namavam Vishnupadaya. Bhakt. Namavam Vishnupadaya. नमो विष्णुपादाय भक्तिसिद्धान्त सरस्वतीति नामिने श्रीवर्षभानवी देवी दायिते कृपाब्दये कृष्णसम्बन्धविज्ञानदायिने प्रभवे नमः माधुर्योज्ज्वल प्रेमाढ्या श्रीरूपानुगशक्तिदा श्रीगौरकरुणाशक्ति स्वरूपा विग्रहाय नमोस्तुते नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्रीमूर्तये दीनतारिणे रूपानुगविरुद्धाप सिद्धान्तध्वान्तहारिणे भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की जय भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर की जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय और गुरु परंपरा की जय हरे कृष्णा so anybody has got any doubts or comments they can say so little bit understanding whatever I could get I have presented here hare krishna
Prabhu Hare Krishna, Dandat Pranam.
hare krishna
Thanks for the wonderful class, Prabhu. A lot of clarity on the Brahmanas. So I just had a question on the caste Brahmanas, right? So you keep mentioning caste Brahmanas, but we see a lot of them. They're very sattvic in nature. Some of them are devotees to either the Supreme Lord or some demigod. So they follow a lot of ritualistic activities since morning, right? So they also have a very regulated life. How do we look at them? What is their ultimate destination, and what about the association with such people?
Uh, actually bhaktisiddhanta saraswati thakur he gave total 24 varieties of the brahmanas. So 24 varieties he has given from the medium qualified to very worst qualified because of the paucity of the time I have not described them. So the middle class, what is that category is a Deva Brahmana. So they also will perform. They are very expert in the rituals like puja, homa, japa, sandhya. With the technical prophecy, they have it. They are the semi-qualified. So the way we go, it is from degradation. They are from semi-qualified to utterly qualified, utterly fallen. Second one is a Muni Brahmana. They are the forest dwelling and Vedanta scholars. And third one is Dvija Vipra. They are exclusively engaged in the Shastric studies. And then Kshatra Vipras, warrior priests also will be there. And then Vaishya Vipras. So some Brahmanas, they are engaged in agriculture and mercantile activities. Some Shudra Vipras are there. So these are all the Brahmanas, but they'll do the manual labor or some jobs they will take up. And Nishada Brahmana, they are the thieves, adulterer, flesh eaters. So Pashuna Vipra, Amlicha Vipra, Chandala Brahmana, so many people are categories are there. There is not one grade. So total 24 grades are given from medium to very fallen. So some people are mediumly qualified, some people are less qualified, some people are utterly qualified. So to call them as a Brahmana. So based on their karmic activities, so regarding their association, we have to respect them, but we should not take much association. We have to take the association of the Vaishnavas only. Kshanamatra sadhu sangha sarvasiddhi hoye. So we have to take the association of the Vaishnavas only, not the Brahmanas. These people are there, they are following, and they are half qualified. They are not fully qualified. So fully qualified definition we are saying true Brahmana, Brahma Janati Brahmana. One who knows the Brahman is a Brahmana, real Brahmana. So their destination, regarding their destination means based on their samskaras and the karmic activities, whatever the karmas they have done. So they may get, based on that, they may get again a Brahmana birth or they may degrade and sometimes they may, because if they get the good association of the Vaishnavas, if they do some devotional service to the Vaishnavas, they may get elevated also. So it depends upon their karmic activities. But we should associate with the Vaishnavas only. Hare
Thank you.
Krishna.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Nice, very nice class. Thank you very much. I have one question, and this is regarding the socio-economic position of the Brahmana as of now in today's society. Okay, so the Smartha Brahmanas, obviously, they have fallen down. They are not as they were before. So, society also doesn't respect them so much. They find it very difficult to get girls for marriage. Their economic position is not good because nobody is doing homas and havanas and pujas and things like that. And their economic position is also very bad. On top of that, the government also is trying to make them, because they are upper caste people, they do not get any facilities. So, don't you think that the caste brahmanas, they are now in a position where they are neither here nor there? And what do you think is the solution?
So Brahmana means, it is said in Srimad Bhagavatam also, one who voluntarily accepts the uh, poverty. And in that also some 6 categories are given in the Srimad Bhagavatam. So one who doesn't take any job, simply he is begging alms only, and one who collects the grain from the fields, one who collects the grain from the mercantile shops, or one who gives some this one what do you call siksha, and he collects the money. Some works as a brahmana piece. These are all the 6 categories already given. So Brahmana means his ultimate has to be that to attain the Brahmagyan. So all other things, okay, for sustenance, what he chooses is depends upon his condition and his particular category. So regarding this solution, so that he has to decide, a Brahmana, what is his priority. He wants to live like a good life. He wants to enjoy all the things. Then he may take up correspondingly what are the studies and work he has to do. Some people are there, they want to like go for Brahmagyan only, so they have to take up that. So it depends upon our priority, and then based on our priority, we have to choose. That's it, that I feel.
So then, don't you think that the Brahmana position itself is going to go away from the Varna system? And this is what everybody was aiming at. The Britishers and the Mughals, they were all aiming at trying to remove the upper part of the society at that time. And have they succeeded in it? And so we are going to go down now.
This regarding this, many people they have came afterwards. We have seen the histories of the world. In all other places, they tried to conquer the Sanatana Dharma. Previously, everywhere in every country there was Sanatana Dharma only. But they tried to conquer Sanatana Dharma in all other countries, and everywhere they have succeeded. Even for 1,000 years, they tried to conquer the Sanatana Dharma in our Bharatvarsha, present India also. But somehow or other, by the grace of the Lord, in this land, that Sanatana Dharma is still surviving. We have not heard of what are all the atrocities they have committed against the Sanatana Dharma, followers of the Sanatana Dharma, and the Brahmanas particularly. We don't know. We never heard. They don't have. We don't have the records. But still, Sanatana Dharma has survived, and I am very sure that it will definitely survive, and that survival also depends upon us only as ISKCON devotees. So our movement is a preaching movement. So we have to preach to all the people and say that we are the holders of the lamp of the Sanatana Dharma. So it is in our hands, and definitely like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has predicted. So next 10,000 years, there will be holy name, distribution of the holy name, transmission of the holy name. Everywhere my name will be heard. So definitely we have to try our level best, and whatever the contribution we have to make for preaching and teaching and distribution of the books we have to do. So definitely there will be Sanatana Dharma, and there is no doubt about it. And compared to other times, now the present time is the best time for the Sanatana Dharma. As we can see that people are nowadays, they are not going to Goa, they are going to Vrindavan, Ayodhya. You can see the travelers statistics also. They are not going to other countries also. They are going to Vrindavan. You go to Vrindavan and see how much crowded the Vrindavan is. You go to Ayodhya, see how crowded Ayodhya is. You go to Kashi and see how crowded the Kashi is. So somehow people, they may not be pure, but at least they are going and they are trying to take the darshan. So 10 years before, it was not the case. So people are going to Goa and Mauritius, all other places, they are going here and there. Now also they are going, but that has been reduced and people are now taking up the spirituality. So definitely There is no problem with the Sanatana Dharma, and definitely it will rise. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thanks a lot. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So thank you for joining the session. Tomorrow is our Nityanand Trayodasi. So let us all celebrate the Nityanand Trayodasi very nicely. And so I'll end my session. Pancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrindaki Srila Prabhupada ki Jai Nitai Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Bo Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Dandat Pranam. Thank you, dear devotees. I'm ending the
Hare
session. Hare Krishna.